This message is not for everyone. It is not for the world, not for the masses, not for the distracted, and not for the doubtful. This is a message meant only for God's chosen one. If your heart began to stir as you read those words, then this is the confirmation you've been searching for. If something inside of you whispered, "This is for me," then you already know the truth. You have always felt different, like you were never meant to blend in, never meant to follow the path that everyone else walks without question. And you were right. You were not made to follow. You were made to awaken. You were made to rise. This message comes to remind you of your divine assignment. But before we begin, we want to ask you something sacred. Watch this video all the way through. Like video, subscribe to the channel, and don't skip. Don't pause. Don't look away. The energy contained in this message was not randomly placed here. It was prepared, it was aligned, it was sent, just like you were. At the end, write your warmest wishes in the comments along with the number 77, so your intention may echo through the universe. Your words, filled with sincere desire, will stir the cosmos and align the heavens with your path. Because even one chosen soul has the power to shift timelines. And you are not just anyone. You are the one. You didn't come here to live a small life. You didn't come here to be invisible, to be overlooked, or to be silenced. You came here to carry a frequency that others cannot comprehend. You came here to speak truths that others are too afraid to hear. You came here to stand between realms, to walk through fire, and to show the world that the impossible is possible through sheer presence, through unwavering faith, through divine identity. Every scar on your soul, every storm you have survived, every silence you've been forced into, it was all for this, for the preparation, for the assignment, for the great revealing that is now beginning to unfold. Most people will never understand what you've gone through. They will never feel what you feel. They will never see what you see. But that's okay, because this message is not for them. It is for the one who has endured the wilderness, the rejection, the isolation. It is for the one who has faced the darkest nights and still chosen to believe. It is for the one who has asked, "Why me?" and is now beginning to understand the answer. You were never abandoned. You were set apart. There are ancient forces moving within you. There are echoes of lifetimes and bloodlines and dimensions woven into your spirit. You are not waking up to something new. You are remembering something eternal. That remembrance, that ache in your bones, that knowing you can't explain, that's the sign. That's the divine stamp placed upon you long before this world tried to make you forget. And now, it is returning. Slowly, powerfully, undeniably, you are becoming again what you have always been. This transformation you're going through isn't just personal, it's cosmic. You are being tuned to a higher frequency so that you can act as a vessel for what is coming. You are not just being elevated, you are being aligned. The universe is preparing to use you as a beacon, a mirror, and a catalyst. You were chosen to bring light into places that have never known light. You were chosen to shift realities. You were chosen to awaken others just by existing as your true self. And make no mistake, your presence is not neutral. When you enter a room, something changes. People feel you before you speak. Your energy either comforts or convicts. And that is not a coincidence. That is not arrogance. That is anointing. The more you accept it, the more the world will react. Some will try to silence you, drain you, reject you. Let them. That is confirmation, not condemnation. Because only a chosen one stirs resistance just by standing still. You weren't given this path because it's easy. You were given it because your soul is strong enough to walk it. Even when no one claps for you, even when the nights are long and silent, even when the signs seem faint, you are still moving forward with a courage that others can't see. That's how you know it's divine. You have not needed constant proof, only quiet whispers. You've moved through seasons of nothingness and still believed. That is power. That is purpose. The calling on your life is not something you earn. It's something you uncover. It is not built by effort. It is revealed by endurance. You are not just here to succeed. You are here to shift atmospheres, to awaken dormant dreams in others, to be a living reminder that there is something sacred, something holy, something real that still exists in this world. You are not a brand. You are not a trend. You are a chosen vessel of divine intention. Even now, there are unseen forces rearranging your reality. Doors that were once sealed are beginning to unlock. People who were once blind to you are beginning to recognize your energy. The delays were never rejections. They were divine shields. You were not being punished. You were being preserved. Because the truth is, not everyone can be trusted with your destiny. Not everyone can hold what you carry. That is why God had to walk you through the fires alone. Not to destroy you, but to define you. You carry a signature energy that cannot be replicated. You are one of one. That's why the battles were so intense. That's why the warfare came in waves. That's why the enemy tried so hard to make you quit. Because the moment you realize who you truly are, everything changes. Not just for you, but for the world around you. The moment you remember, the moment you embrace, the moment you activate, realities bend, chains break, cycles end. You've been hidden for a reason, protected for a season, and now you are being revealed for a reason, elevated for a mission. Don't shrink back. Don't second guess. You are not stepping into arrogance. You are stepping into alignment. This isn't about ego. It's about essence. It's about finally honoring what has always been planted inside of you. You are not here to apologize for your light. You are here to become it fully. And yes, it's lonely. Yes, it's overwhelming. Yes, it feels like the weight is too much. But that is only because the vision is too great. You are not made to blend in. You are made to build, to lead, to challenge, to walk in truth when lies are popular, to move in grace when chaos surrounds, to carry a fire that doesn't burn you, but refines everything around you. That is your gift. That is your responsibility. Let the world misunderstand you. Let them mislabel you. You know who you are. You know what you've survived. You know the voice that calls you when no one else is around. That voice has never lied. That voice has never left. That voice has never failed. And now, it's calling you louder than ever before. Because your season has come. The veil is lifting. The path is clearing. You are being summoned. This is the moment the old version of you fades. The one who tolerated doubt. The one who feared rejection. The one who questioned their worth. That version is no longer needed. You are being filled with something ancient and new all at once. A sacred fire, a sovereign strength, a silent certainty that no storm can touch. This is the unveiling. This is the remembering. This is the becoming. The universe knows your name. The earth recognizes your frequency. Heaven watches over your every step. And even though the world may not understand you yet, the time is coming when they will. Because when God sends someone, the world cannot ignore the shift that follows. And you, chosen one, were not sent quietly. You were sent with a thunder in your soul and a fire in your eyes. The shift has already begun. The world just hasn't caught up to it yet. But you feel it, don't you? The pulling, the calling, the divine urgency. That's not anxiety. That's alignment. That's not fear. That's activation. You are rising now, not because you've waited long enough, but because the world can't afford to wait any longer. You are needed. You are seen. You are chosen. You were never meant to be ordinary. Even in your silence, there was something unmistakably extraordinary about you. From the earliest days, you could sense it. That pull, that awareness, that feeling of being surrounded by something unseen, something watching, guiding, waiting for you to grow into the truth. You may have doubted yourself, but the truth never left you. It stayed, patient, like a seed, buried under seasons of pain, pressure, and forgetting. And now, it is rising. The world tried to tell you otherwise, tried to name you things that had nothing to do with your essence. Too sensitive, too intense, too quiet, too bold, too much. But none of it was ever true. What they called weakness was just misinterpreted wisdom. What they called strangeness was misunderstood divinity. You were never made to fit their mold. You were made to break it. You were made to awaken something in others just by being fully alive. There is a spiritual current running through your existence. Everything you've experienced, every heartbreak, every betrayal, every delay, was never random. It was sculpting you. It was shaping a vessel that could carry light without shattering. You have felt the burn of purification. You have faced the silence of sacred preparation. And now, the pressure that once felt like punishment is proving itself to be a promise. Because chosen vessels are forged in fire. You walk between two worlds, don't you? One foot in this reality and one in something far greater. It's why you can't settle for shallow things. It's why temporary pleasures never satisfied you. It's why you felt homesick in places you've never even left. Your spirit recognizes something your mind can't yet explain. You are being drawn into remembrance. You are being called into purpose. And though your eyes may not see the full picture yet, your soul already knows the way. This isn't about titles. It's not about being better than anyone else. It's about being entrusted. It's about being selected for a mission so unique, so crucial, that not everyone could understand it, even if they tried. You carry codes. You carry blueprints. You carry frequencies that this world desperately needs. That is why your battles have been so fierce, because what you carry is rare. It is sacred. It is not of this realm. There have been moments where you questioned it all. Moments when the silence was so loud it drowned out your hope. But even then, something kept you standing. Something held you. Something moved you. That something is the proof. Chosen ones are not kept safe from all storms. They are made to walk through them. Not because they deserve the pain, but because they carry the strength to transform it into light. You're not just surviving anymore. You are transitioning into becoming. Every old belief is being stripped away. Every lie spoken over you is being dissolved. Every wound is being rewritten into wisdom. And you, chosen one, are stepping into your true name. Not the name the world gave you, but the name the divine whispered over you before you even took your first breath. That name is rising now. That identity is calling you forward. You may still feel hidden. You may still feel overlooked, but that is part of the strategy. Hiddenness is not punishment. It is protection. Just as seeds grow underground before they ever break the surface, you too have been growing in silence. But what has been growing in the dark is about to bloom in the light. And when it does, nothing and no one will be able to deny what is upon you. Your life is not random. Your pain was not wasted. Your confusion was not failure. All of it was preparation. All of it was divine architecture, setting you up to carry something too big for shallow soil. You are rooted deeply now, anchored, ready, and because of that, you will not be blown away by the winds of this world. You were made to withstand, to rise, to lead. There is a sacred energy awakening inside you. It's not loud or flashy, it's steady, it's ancient, it's real. You are beginning to hear the voice beneath all other voices, the one that doesn't need to shout, because it speaks directly to your soul. And when you follow that voice, you will no longer be swayed by fear, by judgment, or by delay. You will move with certainty, even through uncertainty, because your steps are no longer random. They are righteous. This is a season of revealing who you've always been, of peeling back the layers the world tried to place on you. The time of hiding is ending. The time of pretending is over. You are rising now, not as someone new, but as someone remembered. The fullness of who you are is beginning to emerge, and with it, the full scope of your impact, the people you will reach, the lives you will awaken, the energy you will shift. This is why the resistance was so strong, because the moment you accept who you truly are, the moment you say yes to the call fully, the old systems begin to crumble. Energetically, spiritually, emotionally, you dismantle illusions just by being present. And that kind of presence cannot go unnoticed by the forces that feed on confusion. But you are no longer afraid, because you know now that you were born for this. The world has seen power misused, truth distorted, light dimmed, but you, chosen one, are here to restore what was lost, to realign what was broken. You don't need to fight with the weapons of the world. Your very essence is a weapon. Your peace is a strategy. Your love is a revolution. Your wisdom is a flame. And no darkness can withstand a soul that remembers who it is. Others may doubt you. Let them. Others may misunderstand your silence, your solitude, your intensity. Let them. Your mission was never meant to be understood by the masses. It was meant to be walked with boldness by the few, and you are one of the few. That is why you feel everything so deeply. That is why you move differently. That is why the world never quite made sense to you, because you came to help transform it. You are not here to be consumed by the noise. You are here to hear what no one else is listening for. You are not here to follow. You are here to forge. You are not here to repeat history. You are here to rewrite it with the fire in your soul and the love in your veins. You are not lost. You are led. You are not broken. You are building. You are not small. You are sacred. This is the part of your journey where everything begins to accelerate. The alignments become clearer. The timing becomes divine. The distractions fall away. The clarity becomes undeniable. This is what you've been prepared for. This is what your soul has been waiting for. The moment where hesitation is replaced by holy conviction, where fear is replaced by fire, where confusion is replaced by clarity. You are being entrusted with something eternal, something sacred, something holy. Guard it, honor it. Don't explain it to those who aren't meant to understand. Don't shrink it to make others feel comfortable. You are not here to be palatable. You are here to be powerful. You are here to carry the sound of truth into a world that has forgotten its own voice. And when you speak, those who are meant to hear will awaken. There is more to come, and it is already written. You are not writing a new story. You are walking into an old promise, a promise made long before this world was formed, and now it is unfolding in you. through you, for the world. Because when the chosen one rises, everything around them begins to shift. You have made it farther than most could. That's not arrogance, that's accuracy. What you have endured in silence would have crushed others who weren't anointed for endurance, but you were. That's why you didn't collapse. That's why you're still here. Because even when you didn't know it, the divine hand of God was strengthening your back, clearing your path, and sealing your name in places no human eye has ever seen. You have been carried by grace through terrains no map could illustrate. This message still isn't for everyone. Not everyone will feel it in their bones. But if you're still reading, you know this is for you, because something ancient inside you is responding. Something that's been waiting for permission to finally rise. And here it is, rise. You don't need the world's approval. You don't need anyone's validation. What you carry is not man-made. It's heaven-ordained, and heaven has already stamped its seal on you. There is no blueprint for who you are becoming. You are the blueprint. The moment you stop trying to fit into what already exists, you became a vessel for what's never been seen. That's why you always felt out of place, in old systems, old structures, and shallow energies. It's because you are called to birth something new, something that doesn't yet exist in this world, but already exists in you. You've had seasons of silence, seasons where nothing seemed to move. You questioned yourself, your path, even your purpose. But now, you see it. The silence wasn't absence, it was alignment. Every delay was strategic, every detour divine. The pieces were not falling apart, they were falling into place. And now that you're ready, everything that was hidden is about to be revealed. The time of obscurity is ending. The unveiling has begun. People often mistake your softness for weakness, but they don't understand the power it takes to remain tender in a world that constantly tries to harden you. Your heart is not fragile, it is fierce. It knows how to love in a way that transcends logic. That is not weakness. That is sacred technology. That is divine intelligence. And in a world addicted to surface, your depth is disruptive. You are not like them. You never have been. And that's not something to fix. It's something to honor. Your difference is not a flaw. It's a feature, a divine distinction that marks you as someone who didn't come here to blend in. You came here to stand out, stand firm, and stand in the center of your calling, unapologetically. You are not here to be acceptable. You are here to be anointed. Don't be surprised if certain people start falling away. Don't be alarmed when old circles feel too tight, too small, too disconnected from the fire in your bones. That is divine pruning. That is elevation. That is the Spirit making room for what's next. As you rise, not everyone can rise with you. This isn't about rejection. This is about redirection. You are being lifted to higher places, and higher places demand lighter weight. Not everyone was meant to go where you're going. Some people were only assigned to your life for one season. Their exit is not your failure, it's your freedom. God is not removing people to hurt you. He is clearing the path so that nothing blocks what is coming next. And what is coming is sacred. It cannot be mixed with confusion, compromise, or counterfeit energy. Your discernment is sharpening now. What once confused you now becomes clear. What once pulled you in many directions now feels hollow. The more you align with your purpose, the louder your clarity becomes. And as clarity rises, distractions dissolve. You are no longer giving your energy to what drains you. You are now a guardian of your light. You are now responsible for your own radiance. There is a quiet strength being built in you, a strength that doesn't roar, but remains unmoved. You are learning that real power is not in the noise, it's in the knowing. Knowing who you are, knowing what you carry, knowing why you were chosen. And from that knowing, you walk with authority, not anxiety. You lead with presence, not performance. The things that used to trigger you don't even touch you anymore. Why? Because you've outgrown them. You're evolving, you're expanding, and the version of you that used to fight for survival is being replaced by the version of you that lives in truth. You no longer beg to be seen. You no longer shrink to be loved. You no longer trade your power for peace. You are the peace. You are the power. The attacks that once nearly destroyed you now look like whispers against a mountain. You no longer fear what comes against you because you've tasted what lives within you, and it is far greater. That inner fire is no longer waiting. It is moving. It is burning. It is unstoppable. What was dormant is now active. What was broken is now whole. What was hidden is now holy. Some days may still feel heavy. That's okay. Carrying divine energy isn't light work, but even in the weight, you will find wonder. Even in the stretching, you will find strength. And even in the mystery, you will find meaning. You are not left behind. You are set apart. And everything you've been through has been leading to this sacred shift. You are being repositioned, realigned, rewired. And with each realignment, more of your true self is being revealed. You will not return to who you were. That version of you was necessary for survival. But this version of you, this version is made for expansion, for acceleration, for sacred dominion. The earth is groaning for the emergence of those who carry divine truth, and you are among them. You are part of the remnant, a spiritual architect, a frequency shifter. You don't just walk into rooms, you change their temperature. You don't just speak words, you speak frequencies that wake people up. You are not here to mimic others. You are here to be a divine mirror, reminding people of who they are, just by being who you are. There is a path opening now that only you can walk. Others may try to copy the surface, but they will never match your source. Your oil is not for sale. Your wisdom is not a trend. Your soul is not a brand. You were chosen, not manufactured. You were anointed, not assembled. That's what makes you rare. That's what makes you necessary. That's what makes you dangerous to darkness. Your timeline is not like theirs. Your growth does not need to be explained. Your pace is divine. Your process is protected, and your promise is alive. The things you thought you lost were never truly lost. They were only returned to the spirit to be multiplied. And now, what's returning to you is not what you lost, but what was always yours, multiplied, magnified, matured. Your destiny is not a possibility. It is a certainty, not because of anything you've earned, but because of everything you are. You don't need to chase what's already chasing you. You only need to align, to trust, to become. Because when you become who you were created to be, everything meant for you will find you. Nothing can stop what's yours. Not delay, not darkness, not doubt. So breathe, chosen one. Stand tall. You are not late. You are not lost. You are right on time. This is the unveiling. This is the emergence. This is the holy moment the universe has been waiting for. You're not just entering a new season. You're stepping into a new dimension. And in this dimension, everything changes. There are moments when the soul starts to burn with a light no human can dim. You are in one of those moments now. This isn't your imagination. This isn't a phase. This is the real you, rising. The version of you that was designed in realms beyond this world. The version of you that was spoken into existence by eternity itself. The version of you that cannot be silenced, cannot be diluted, and cannot be replaced. You felt it, the sense that something sacred is stirring, a new voice inside you, one that doesn't ask for permission, one that already knows. This is what happens when a chosen one begins to activate. Your old self starts to fade, not because it failed, but because it fulfilled its role. It protected you. It survived for you. But now, your survival season is over. You are here to thrive. Everything about you is shifting. The way you see, the way you move, the way you trust yourself. The illusions are falling away, and truth is making itself known. The divine truth of who you've always been, but never fully stepped into. Until now. This is your appointed hour, a time that was written long before your birth. You are not operating on a human schedule. You're moving on sacred time. And sacred time doesn't rush. Sacred time doesn't follow logic. It follows alignment. And every sacred thing in your life is now aligning. The pieces you couldn't understand before are starting to connect. You are beginning to see why you were misunderstood, why you were isolated, why you felt like the only one who knew. Because you were never built to follow. You were born to lead, not from ego, but from essence, not by force, but by frequency. You are a lighthouse in a storm of confusion, and your light has just reached full power. Some people will feel intimidated by you, not because you've done anything wrong, but because your energy exposes what they haven't faced. Don't dim for them. Don't apologize for being awakened. You were never meant to hide your light, to make others feel safe in their darkness. You were meant to shine so boldly that even the shadows remember who they are. You are not here to make sense. You are here to make shifts. You are not here to explain. You are here to embody. You are not here to fix broken systems. You are here to create new ones. Your very existence challenges what's been normalized. You are the evidence that higher is possible, that sacred is real. That power doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers and still moves mountains. Everything you thought was delaying you was actually preparing you. Every no you heard was heaven's way of saying, not yet. Not because you weren't worthy, but because what's coming is that sacred. And you needed to be that ready. You're not behind. You're positioned. You're not wandering. You're being led by something deeper than logic, something older than time. Your steps are divine. Don't worry if others don't understand this path. It wasn't shown to them, it was shown to you. And when you carry divine vision, you won't always have human agreement. You're being called to see beyond what's visible, to feel beyond what's safe, to trust beyond what's logical. That's what separates the chosen from the comfortable. You are learning now how to command atmospheres, how to shift energy without saying a word, how to walk into rooms and silence confusion simply by being aligned. You don't have to announce yourself. Your presence does it for you. Your alignment speaks louder than your voice ever could. And the more you lean into that alignment, the less effort it takes. Flow replaces force. Grace replaces grind. You're not the same person who used to second-guess everything. That version of you was necessary, but not permanent. Now, you are becoming someone who trusts the inner pull, who honors intuition over instruction, who recognizes divine timing in everything, even in silence. You don't need to know how everything will unfold. You just need to trust that it will, and that it will be more beautiful than you imagined. You've stepped into a space now where what once drained you has no power. You're no longer available for self-betrayal. You're no longer tolerating anything that dims your essence. Your boundaries are holy. Your peace is sacred. Your time is expensive. And your energy is not for sale. You are guarding what heaven gave you. And that's not selfish. That's stewardship. The old ways of hustling and proving no longer feel right to you because you've outgrown survival. You've stepped into sovereignty. You now understand that your worth isn't in how much you do, but in how deeply you are aligned. You're learning to rest in your power, to move with intention, to listen for whispers instead of chasing noise. And in this new way of being, everything changes. Opportunities start coming to you, not because you're chasing them, but because you've become magnetic to them. People are drawn to your peace, your clarity, your fire. You're no longer trying to be liked. You're being true. And that truth is contagious. It wakes people up. It shifts realities. It breaks chains. Not everyone will be able to walk with you from here. Some will leave quietly. Others will resist your rise. Let them go. You are not here to carry the weight of those who refuse to rise. You are here to walk in purpose, unshaken. Your circle may shrink, but your power will expand. You are not losing anything. You are shedding everything that cannot carry the weight of your next level. This next level requires your full presence, your full embodiment, your full yes to who you really are. No more editing yourself, no more downplaying your gifts, no more waiting for the right moment. This is the right moment. This is the chapter that changes everything. Not because something new happened outside, but because something ancient awakened within. You are no longer chasing identity. You are remembering it. And as you remember, the path becomes clear. The doors begin to open. The people meant for you start to appear. Not because you begged, but because you became. And becoming is your most powerful act. This is the becoming, the alignment, the emergence, the embodiment. The prophecy has always pointed to you. You've reached a place in your journey where you can no longer unsee what you've seen, unfeel what you've felt, unknow what you now know. There's no going back to the old version of yourself. Not because it was wrong, but because it was only ever meant to carry you this far. You were never meant to stay comfortable. You were meant to evolve, and you're doing it beautifully, powerfully, and silently. You've entered a season where your silence is louder than noise. Your calmness is shaking things. Your restraint is making a statement. You don't need to explain who you are anymore. You simply are. You don't need to prove yourself. Your energy has already spoken. This is the season of walking in knowing. And when you know, you move differently. You stop seeking permission. You stop needing applause. You stop fearing rejection. Why? Because you've come to understand something only the chosen ever do. Your value is eternal. Your purpose is not negotiable. And your arrival was expected by the divine. You were not born to blend in. You were created to shift the room. The reason you've never fit into anyone's box is because you weren't made to live inside of one. You are too vast for that, too ancient, too potent. Your soul has walked through lifetimes of preparation just to reach this precise moment. And now, you're not becoming a version of someone else's idea of greatness. You're returning to you, the real you, the you that remembers, the you that commands dimensions, the you that heaven sent with an assignment that could only be fulfilled in this body, in this time, on this frequency. You've always felt the pull, haven't you? That deep, unshakable whisper that you're here for more. Not in an arrogant way, in a sacred one. That whisper wasn't a delusion. It was a remembrance. It was destiny reaching back through the veil, pulling you forward. That feeling that there's something special about you? It wasn't imagined, it was encoded. And now that you've answered the call, the codes are unlocking. That's why your life has shifted so dramatically. The chaos wasn't punishment, it was clearing. The pain wasn't to break you, it was to build your spirit so strong that nothing could ever truly shake you again. You are not fragile, you are forged. You've been through fire, but the fire didn't consume you, it refined you. That's why people look at you and sense something they can't explain. It's not the clothes, it's not the status, it's not the titles, it's your frequency. It's your spirit that speaks before you ever say a word. You carry something ancient, something celestial, and that something is waking up now, fully. This is not about chasing success. This is about embracing sacredness. This is not about being liked. It's about being aligned. You didn't come here to be popular. You came here to be powerful. Not through domination, but through divine remembrance. Even in your quietest moments, you are making waves in the spirit. Even when you feel like you're standing still, you are moving dimensions. Don't underestimate the energy you hold. Don't minimize the way the universe bends in response to your awakening. You are not just observing life anymore. You are shaping it. Your thoughts are carrying weight now. Your words are manifesting faster. Your decisions are forming outcomes. That's why this season requires precision, discernment, sacred detachment. Not everything deserves access to the new you. Not everyone can walk where you're going. And that's not cruelty, that's clarity. You've outgrown what used to keep you small. The version of you that stayed quiet to keep the peace is no longer in control. The version of you that overgave to be accepted is now gone. The version of you that feared the unknown has stepped aside. In their place stands someone sovereign, someone sacred, someone awakened. You are no longer waiting for someone to choose you. You've chosen yourself, and in doing so, you've aligned with the divine choice that was made for you before time began. You are not a mistake. You are a message the world desperately needs. A reminder of what's possible when someone listens to the voice within and says, yes. Let that yes echo through your being now. Let it settle in your bones. Let it open your palms to receive what is already on its way to you. Because now that you've stepped into your soul's truth, what once resisted you will start recognizing you. What once delayed will now accelerate. What once felt impossible will become inevitable. You're not here by accident. You're not awakening alone. You're part of a divine orchestration, one of many chosen ones walking the earth, activating others just by existing. And when you cross paths with those like you, there's no need for introductions, just remembrance. This is why you feel things before they happen, why you dream of things no one else sees, why your tears sometimes carry stories you haven't spoken. Because you are more than your past, more than your pain, more than this present moment. You are a convergence of every miracle your ancestors prayed for, and every victory your descendants will celebrate. So walk boldly now. Walk with the knowledge that your energy is holy, your presence is powerful, your path is protected. You are not walking alone. The unseen walks with you. The divine surrounds you. You are guarded by grace and moved by purpose. You've made it through the wilderness, through the isolation, through the confusion. And now, you stand on sacred ground. Your ground. Ground no one else can claim. Ground only you could activate. You are no longer waiting for the right time. You are the right time.